Welcome back, my friends. May 13th, 2024, and I want to show you some weird things going on near where we think the Antarctic anomaly is coming from. A ship way down in that area, which is labeled as Special Craft. We'll check that out in a moment, but watch this. For those of you that don't know, each time we've seen the Antarctic anomaly, it has been followed by some sort of record-breaking, deadly weather event in either Africa and now Brazil. These floods in Brazil began the day of the Antarctic anomaly and continued through the last one we saw in the first week of May. Keep in mind, these weather systems will begin to peel off Africa into the Atlantic Ocean, off the west coast, and towards the United States as hurricanes. The Antarctic anomaly seems to be heating the Atlantic Ocean ahead of this hurricane season. That is where all the data is pointing, and it's very hard to refute at this point. First, it was Cape Town on the southern tip of Africa. That was back on April 9th, and then we had the Kenya devastating floods, which was right after the second Antarctica anomaly. This was also the same week we began to see the flooding in Brazil. Now take a look at Oman, which not only matched up with the peak of the Brazilian floods, but then also was a huge weather event in that area off the northeast African coast. And now you can understand why we are so concerned about hurricane season. This has a direct correlation. The weather in Africa determines a lot of our hurricanes. So many of these weather patterns that are seemingly being created over the continent of Africa eventually will have a direct result on the United States and the Caribbean. And these line up almost exactly. So to keep denying the effects of the Antarctic anomaly and calling it some sort of software error is just wrong. It is also not water vapor. This is a frequency coming from some sort of technology in that area. There are actually a few things in this area worth looking at. A very weird formation to the northwest of Bouvet Island, which is owned by Norway, which we thought was the source of the frequency, but this could be the coast of Antarctica, the island, or this weird area just to the northwest. Now, I want to talk about this ship that is down right next to where we think the anomaly could be coming from, one of a few places, and this ship has not been seen down here yet. This was sent to me by a subscriber yesterday, and look what it's labeled: Tugs and Special Craft. Most of these boats, if not all of them within anywhere near this area, are labeled as fishing vessels. This ship is obviously interacting with the coast, again, right where the anomaly came from in multiple occasions. It was actually pinged in this area twice. Once was labeled as a ship, and the other one labeled it as a docked ship, which is even more interesting, which means it was actually docked at the coastline of Antarctica. This very well might have something to do with what we're seeing down there. We don't usually see ships way down in this area so close lined up to when we saw the anomalies take place. Just something I want to throw out there. I'll have tons more information about this, obviously, and the evidence just keeps piling and piling up. So once again, to say this was some sort of glitch is absolutely wrong, and at this point, impossible. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.